This is the hygrometer test using potassium carbonate K2C03 granulated. I filled a little dish with this distilled water, and they were describing on the forums to get it at a slushy mixture, which on the ones that I saw for the potassium carbonate was a little bit more watery than other ones that I've seen done with salt. So this is the mixture that I have. I suppose I could even add a little bit more water. I'll just add a little bit more. And then I'm going to place it in this container, airtight container, which at regular room temperature, I have one Oasis that reads at 46. And when I did the salt test, that read at 66 or 67 instead of 75, which it was supposed to read at. And the one over to the right is reading at 51. And that one read at 72, I believe. So about 3 points below the 75 expected with regular table salt. This Stuart McDonald, I think, is an analog, and it reads roughly about 10% below this Oasis over here. And this is the first time I'm doing a test with this one. So I may add a little bit more water, just a little bit. And then we'll see what the result is in 24 hours. So it's 24 hours, and I just wanted to document the readings that I got. So this Oasis number 1 is 44, so it's 1% off. The Oasis number 2 is 48, so 5% off. And then the one that's most off is the Stu Mac. It's reading at 34% humidity, but it is supposed to be 43. And the Stu Mac is the reason that I got on this whole humidity concern, because I would see the reading between 30 and 35, and I figured, oh, I better get some hygrometers for the case and humidifier for the guitar So I bought the Oasis pack, $50 each. I bought 2. And yeah, so the whole reason that I bought it was because of the low readings on the Stu Mac. And really wasn't aware of calibration or discrepancies between them previously. But when I saw that the discrepancies were all over the place, 44, 34, 48, that's when I started looking up online about how to calibrate them or how to test for calibration. And I got on the Potassium Carbonate. Anyway, so that's the result. So I'm just going to, on the Oasis, I can calibrate them by 6%, so I can adjust those so they read the proper 43%. But the Stu McDonald, I cannot adjust it, and I don't know what the odds are of getting another one that actually works, is right on. And from what I read, because it's an analog hygrometer, they're not as good as the digital ones. That's what I read. But I did contact Stu McDonald, and they said that they would replace it. But I don't know. I'll find out if the replacement is better. Either way, I can make note in my head about it being 10% low or whatever. But on the Oasis, I will adjust them so I don't have to remember 3 or 4 or more discrepancies. Anyway, so that's my potassium carbonate test in the airtight container. And I guess that you're supposed to do this annually, or yeah, I would guess annually, just to see what if there's any changes. But so there you have it. And thanks for watching. So this is part 3 of my hygrometer calibration using the potassium carbonate. What I did was I opened the container and I let the hygrometers sit out for like an hour or 2 and stirred up the potassium carbonate in the water, and just decided I would have a second go at it to see how it differed. Now, with this Oasis, you can see that it's 63 degrees, where yesterday it was 58 degrees. And I compensated the humidity, I can't even talk, but adjusted the humidity to be the proper level, which was 43. And this Oasis hygrometer number 2, sorry for the reflection, but it's 42 right now. It's supposed to be set for 43, but close enough. Anyway, the temperature yesterday on this was 58. And I've come to the conclusion that when they say room temperature, it's the temperature that your house is set at. So some people, might have their room at 65. Some people might have it at 70 or 75. In our house, it tends to be cold and expensive to heat. So sometimes it's 58 degrees or colder. So my assumption is that room temperature is what the consistent temperature of your house. And ours can fluctuate. So in the winter, it might be 58 to 63 or whatever. So that's what I'm going to go by. And so it looks like 63 here. We're at 43, that's correct. 2, it's 1 off. So I could probably compensate or adjust it for that by 1%. So when I adjusted this, it was 1% from the factory setting, and then this one was 5% from the factory setting. So if I make an adjustment of 1, it'll be 4% from the factory setting at 63 degrees. So 63 is fine. I can go with that. But earlier today, the humidity levels were lower than what they are right now. They were from the high 30s, like 39, to 40 or 41. And, being that the temperature has been roughly the same and the humidity has changed, there's probably, maybe the temperature has to change more. Anyways, I'm starting to ramble. But anyway, so this is the result, my second time going through. Now the STUMAC is 32. 33, 34, 35. Yeah, it's at 32. And 32 is roughly 9 to 10% off what it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to be reading 43. So we know that the STUMAC is off by a pretty large percentage. The Oasis will be fine with the slight adjustment compensation. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of my testing. And another thing that I said in the last part of the video was that you might calibrate them annually, and I meant yearly by that. But now I think that you probably can do it seasonally if you're that motivated. I probably won't be that motivated. I'll probably just set it for a winter time calibration setting and not worry about it so much in the summer. Just kind of keep an eye on it. But so that's the result. Like I said, STUMAC said that they were going to send out a replacement for this one, and we'll see how different that is. So that's the end of this video on hygrometer calibration using potassium carbonate. And it's been an interesting thing learning about this stuff. I think I bought my first nice acoustic in 2002, so 20 years ago. So 20 years of I think as I read in a acoustic forum, living in ignorant bliss and then being weighted down with this knowing how to calibrate and reading of hygrometers. Anyway, I hope this video helps someone else, and I'll probably do more videos, guitar oriented, some not, but mostly like guitar oriented. And so that's the end of this video. Hopefully people stuck around to the end. Thanks for watching. Bye.